Hello, my name is Lieutenant Tim Smith with Clermont Fire. I'm going to go over our Zodiac style rescue boat. Just kind of a general overview. We'll go over a few features of the boat. I'm going to start off with the trailer, just give you a real quick breakdown of the trailer. If you want a more in-depth description of proper trailering and functionality of trailers, refer to the first video for a primary rescue vehicle. But one thing I wanted to note real quick, the tongue does have a 2-inch ball for the tongue. Whatever vehicle we decide to pull the boat down to the water with, just make sure it's got a 2-inch ball. The rest of the trailer operates like any other boat trailer. But while we're on the topic, make sure that before you are trailing down the road, you've got a typical hand winch. Just make sure it's in the tight position so the Zodiac doesn't move when you're going down the road. It also has a transom strap on. Make sure it's removed obviously before you put it in the water, but basically you've got 2 attachment points that hold the Zodiac onto the trailer. Your bow cleat up front, and then the transom strap that goes over the trailer. Moving back to the front of the boat, let me go over a few of the basic features. The boat is a Zodiac style. It is an inflatable. It's got, I believe, 5 chambers that need to be filled with air in order to use the boat properly. In addition, this boat has an aluminum corrugated floor. It adds to rigidity and safety when you've got more than one occupant in the boat. A couple other basic features: our tie-down attachment points are securely attached. You can attach your flashlights, your lanterns, any of your rescue rope. You can attach them to these attachment points so they don't come out of the boat during the rescue. We do have a lifeline rope going all the way around the boat, and this is kind of a dual purpose type of thing on the boat here. This also acts as a splash guard. It'll reduce how wet you'll get. When you're in this boat and you are underway, you are going to get a little wet. A couple other features. We've got 6 handles on this boat. We are able to portably remove this boat by hand off of the trailer and walk it down to the water if needed. A couple suggestions: remove the motor before you do that. Have a guy carry the motor. Have 4 guys carry the boat. You may also want to remove the fuel tank. There's about 40 pounds worth of weight there. But with the outboard removed and the fuel tank removed, the boat's very light and very portable as designed. A couple of other features. I'm looking at the Coast Guard capacity plate. It is rated for 5 people or 1,230 pounds. While we're at the back of the boat, this boat has kind of a unique feature here. If you're underway, you're out in the water, you've got people that are in and out of the boat, you are going to take on some water in the vessel. You can move the boat forward with the outboard, and you've got a self-bailing area here on the transom. You can operate this little pull string right here. This flap will come down, and as the boat is underway, any water that you have that's in the subfloor here underneath the aluminum will self-bail itself out of the boat. Once the water's out of the boat, you just pull the cord and lock it down, and you won't have water that'll backfill through your scuffer. Come around to the back of the boat. In addition to that self-bail system, like any other boat, the boat does have drain plugs. This boat actually has 2 of them. You do need to have your drain plugs in before you go underway. In addition, we've got a couple of storage compartments. Being that this is an inflatable boat, you will have occasionally you will have to add air to this boat. Let's talk a little bit about that. If it were 30 degrees outside right now, this boat would need air in it before you deployed. And I'm going to go over how that works. We've deflated this boat a little bit. Under perfect conditions, you want the boat to have a taut feeling to it. You cannot overfill these boats. They do have pop-off valves that if you do overfill the boat, they will burp themselves down to the proper air pressure. But feeling this boat right now, I will add a little bit of air to it. Getting back to weather conditions, if it's 30 or 40 degrees outside, the air will condense inside the vessel, and you will have to add some air to it. On a 90-degree day, this boat will be very, very taut, and you may have those burp valves actually burp out a little bit of air because of that increased air temperature. But to put air in this boat, it's very, very easy. We've got a manual pump here, and basically all you're doing is you're attaching a hose into one of 5 ports. This port will not leak air. It's got a diaphragm built into it, so the air only comes out one way. Just attach your hose there. Operate the hand pump. It does move a lot of air. And just with a few pumps, we're back in business. Like I said, no air will come out of here because there is a rubber diaphragm that only lets the air go in one way. If you do want to deflate this Zodiac for transportation purposes, or if you have to service the vessel, you can remove air. You actually have 2 caps here. This is the first one for filling. If you want to remove some air, you go down to the next cap, and you can hear the air slowly coming out. And just hit pause.